things are still happening with Cliven Bundy's tax evading, gun toting activism. I don't even know what to call it. Resistance in Nevada. And the latest is that the Utah Highway Patrol is investigating reports that a federal worker driving a Bureau of Land Management vehicle was threatened with a handgun earlier this week after anti-government rancher Cliven Bundy was recently accused of inciting militia members. BLM Fillmore Field Office Supervisor Eric Reed said to the Salt Lake Tribune that a federal Wrangler was driving on Interstate 15 on Tuesday when he encountered a dark blue Dodge 1500 extended cab pickup truck with two men who told him he was number one with that certain gesture, I guess referring to flipping the bird, Lewis. Within minutes, the truck returned, but this time the men were wearing hoods and holding a sign that said, "You need to die." Reed said that the federal worker wasn't able to record the license plate number because it had been covered with duct tape. And in an earlier interview with KLAS last week, Clark County Assistant Sheriff Joe Lombardo had accused Bundy of inciting militia members, supporting him to use violence. All over this country, we hear stories of unarmed individuals shot by police because they might have had a gun, they alluded to having a gun, they had a comb that looked like it could have been a gun. And at the same time, we have militia members straight up pointing guns at federal authorities, accompanied by straight up threats, nonstop threats and implied violence at any moment. And we don't have anybody retaliated against. I just don't understand what's happening.
I think this is all intimidatory. I think these guys know exactly what's going to happen as soon as they pull the trigger. They're going to lose.
But Lewis, that's not a great argument, because if you just point a gun at a police officer, you get shot. So just saying, hey, they're just intimidating. I understand what you're saying. There may not really be a risk of getting shot. But from the point of view of the police officers and the federal authorities, where are the Homeland Security vans? Why aren't they showing up here?
This is a different situation because it's a media situation. There are cameras, there are news reporters. It's different than when you're in some dimly lit parking lot in the middle of Detroit and you think someone might be pointing a gun at you there with no cameras around. Different situation.
Occupy Wall Street protester gets prison time for pushing a cop. Bundy's gun-toting militia threatens government workers with guns and intimidates locals, and they get tons of time in the news, a lot of it actually positive. Last time I checked, hooded snipers on a federal highway were known as terrorists, not heroes to be applauded by anybody. But that's what's happening, at least in some areas of society.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what the media can do. This is a true testament to the power of media.
Join us on Reddit, davidpakman.com/Reddit, REDDIT. We'll take a break and be back right after this. Our program is viewer supported. We also do a whole extra program just for our supporters called The Bonus Show. It's hosted by Lewis. Go to davidpakman.com/membership to sign up today.